This is Teen Wolf, the movie discussion slash review. And if I'm being honest, if you're important to the story, you tend not to stay dead in Beacon Hills. Let's talk about it.
Live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings, I'm a big fight.
If you didn't know, I love Teen Wolf the series. Seasons 1 through 5 were on point to me. I love seasons 1 through 5. The Beast, the Jevadon season was so-so, but season 6 was hit or miss. You know, it depends on what episode you're watching with that season. But they brought us the movie to kind of fill that void that we have since, you know, the show's ended, and I'm not mad at that, man. The premise of the movie takes place 15 years in the future, and we start the movie off where we see Liam with his new bae, Hikari, or Hikari, however you want to say it, and they're in Japan, and some mysterious figure comes in and trying to take the Triskelion from them, which houses the Nagitsune. Now, I wasn't too keen on the whole concept with the Nagitsune being the whole big bad. I mean, because we dealt with that, it was done and over, and I didn't really need to see the Nagitsune, but I understand the concept of them using the Nagitsune because that was the gateway to bring Allison back if they decide to do future stuff in the future, if you will. And I'm not mad at that because I did enjoy Allison's character. I guess you could say for me, it's you know, people not staying dead and stuff like that. It's got that whole Vampire Diaries vibe, if you will. You know what I'm saying? People don't tend to stay dead. I mean, let's quit saying they were dead and like they're not staying dead. And it's not a bad thing because I think we all enjoy Allison, and in the process of this movie, you know, everybody's kind of reconnecting because they've kind of branched out and done their own things. Everybody's grown up now, they're adult, and I feel like the way that they went about doing the movie on Paramount Plus, and it's been 15 years and everybody's grown up, everybody's an adult. I like that concept because that allowed them to free up a little bit. We got just a smidget more nudity, you know, with Malia in this movie, and we got to a lot of cursing. You know, I mean, I don't mind it, but I guess you can say it kind of played into the fact that our characters are adults now. You know what I'm saying? When they were in school and in high school and stuff, sure, off camera they were, you know, adults, but while filming they were teenagers, so them cursing and swearing and everything, that wasn't a big deal. But now they're adults, they can do whatever they want, so that kind of elevated the status a little bit to make it seem more adult. That, and you know, the fact that, you know, there's just a smidget more nudity. But like I said, the story picks up. You know, we see Liam and Hikari in Japan. A mysterious figure takes the Triskelion, and they use that to start the premise of the movie, which is to resurrect Allison back to life. But there's a whole subplot going on behind the scenes with this mysterious figure. He's starting fires all over Beacon Hills, and the gang has to get brought back together. Now, it was nice to see everybody except for the people we didn't see. There's a bunch of people that's missing. Isaac, Theo, Styles, Ardencho, which is Kira. You know, she's not back. All that was politics off the screen. But I'm kind of glad that they kind of got cut out because we were dealing with so much stuff going on in this movie. And honestly, everybody that was in it, some people got more screen time than others, and some people kind of just fell by the wayside, and they really weren't utilized properly, in my opinion. Facts for Mason, Liam, Peter, you know, I mean, everybody had their moments, but they really weren't quite utilized how they should have been. You know what I'm saying? Like how we got to see them so much more in the series. And I know you could do that with a series compared to a movie. A movie has a limited runtime, but it focused solely on Allison, Scott, Eli, and Derek. Basically, it revolved around that, and then the whole Nagitsune plot. But it's not a bad thing because I did enjoy Eli in this movie, and if they decide to do like a Teen Wolf like revival spinoff, or not Wolfpack, because Wolfpack is its own separate thing, but a Teen Wolf revival spinoff where it focuses on Eli, I'm totally fine with that because I did enjoy Eli's character. He brought a little comedy to it, and you can kind of see Eli with being a mixture of between Styles and Scott. You know, Eli's going to be he's going to be the main character for both of them if they decide to give him his own series or whatnot. And I would definitely check it out. But like I said, you know, the Nagitsune subplot, we have a lot of stuff going on, and it's moving kind of fast paced, but the lore's already been established in the show, so I mean it's totally fine. Even if you watch just the movie, you'll still get the gist of it. You're not missing out on too much. But like I said, it kind of takes it away just a smidget because we didn't really get to see all the other characters that we would have enjoyed. But like I said, a lot of people kind of got sat by the wayside. Melissa, but in the very ending with the big battle, we see that everybody kind of got their time to shine. Everybody got a chance to do something. I love the camaraderie and the friendship and the brotherhood between Scott and Eli. We know that Scott and Derek built something over the years, and that was very evident in the movie as well. But Scott is like that big brother to Eli, and we see that very evident in this episode, them playing, in this movie, if you will, them playing lacrosse and everything, and I enjoyed that. Now, excuse me, now, the movie itself, I've seen a lot of other reviews and a lot of people talking about it. They all said that it felt like just one big episode, just kind of extended, and I can honestly say that felt the same for me too. Like, it did not feel like a movie. Now, I'm not mad at the runtime, and I'm glad that it extended a little bit, but it just felt like one long episode. And that's technically not a bad thing, but I feel like a movie should have been just a little bit different. Now, the fight choreography, I was on point with that. It was very reminiscent of Teen Wolf. You could tell they elevated it just a little bit more because it is a movie. Overall, like I said, I enjoyed it. We get to see like the fight towards the ending, everybody kind of doing their own thing, everybody's input, everybody's important, and we see that Scott, Eli, and Derek are all actually fighting the Nogitsune, and it's very evident the rooms match the color of their eyes. Like, there was a lot of nostalgia brought into the film that I did enjoy. One thing that made the movie, I guess you could say, not as great, in my opinion, is the whole Styles situation. I think we all wanted to see Styles, and they mentioned him a lot. They talked about the Jeep a lot, and it just, we know a lot of politics off camera and everything that kind of went into play, but Styles would have been a very nice part to have in that, man. But we see at the very ending of the movie, Derek is sacrificing himself to save Scott and his son, and tells Scott to look after his son. And I will say this, I like the fact that he done that, and that kind of elevated his status. And like right there when he was sacrificing himself, his eyes glowed red. So he's gone for now. But we know if you're important to the story, people don't tend to stay dead in Beacon Hills, man. I didn't like that Harris was the mysterious figure behind everything. Now, we know that, him wanting to do it and expose them as being wolves, that's a whole thing. But I didn't like that he was the big bad. It just felt out of pocket for me. It felt like, okay, well, Harris is the big bad, but the Nogitsune is the real big bad. He's the one behind it. Like, it just felt all out of sorts, but we know that somebody had to lead to get to the Nogitsune because he was trapped and everything. But I felt like Harris being the second big bad really wasn't important. It really didn't need to be him. It could have just been some random dude. I guess they tried to make it a connection to the characters, but I enjoyed Jackson, but like I said, he was another character that sat by the wayside. Hikari, she was important until she wasn't, there were some downfalls and some pits, but I feel like it elevated it only in a certain part because it opened the door for a possibility of a revival show using Eli as the main character. And that's my take on the movie. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but I still enjoyed the movie because if you enjoy Teen Wolf, you got to go into this with open eyes, man. Don't go into this and expecting it to be like an Oscar-worthy movie or something like that. You take it for what it is at face value, and if you enjoyed this series, you can enjoy this movie as well. This is your boy, Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button until you can't smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. And subscribe. Peace out.
I cannot complain because today, I'm doing my thing.